Royal Duality, Tales for the Silent One, Chapter 1.
The pair enter a small side room. It has a warm and roaring fire, some nicer chairs than the main tavern area, a table with some small food plates, and finally, a tiny window where rain is beating down. This is the best room in the house, but dressings aside, it is the same as all the others in the building. The cheerful, part human and part demon storyteller looks at Ranistar and the Silent One eagerly. He is seated, but his body language is open and welcoming. He is full of the joys of life and eager to entertain his guests. He is a tall and well-built man, with purple horns, large wings, and a thin black tail. He has peach-coloured skin, orange hair which is styled but loosely hangs around his face, with a small ponytail. He has clear and bright orange eyes. He wears a white puff-sleeve shirt, a pink waistcoat, well-fitting cream trousers, and brown riding boots.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat and get comfortable. Ranistar of Camille. Ooh. The world's shrewdest moneymaker came to hear a story from me? How unexpected! Tipping is all the rage in this part of the world, so please give generously.
People call me the world's shrewdest moneymaker around here. Nice.
Modesty is a virtue, you know.
I'm rolling in money. I couldn't give a damn what other people think about me.
Evidently. Oh, and another? Who are you? You must be a servant of the Star household. They've forced you to follow this one around, have they? My deepest sympathies.
We're just travelling, actually. They're not my servant, just a friend, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... everyone knows the Star family, and...
I'm not like my insane parents. Though, I don't think anyone can be as insane as they are. Anyway, let's not bring my family into this.
Oh, those eyes! Now I look closer... Yes, you must be one of the Silent Ones. What a mystical guest.
Yep, we go way back. I saved them and I gave them a job as my bookkeeper because I'm such a nice guy.
Seems like having an assistant who is a Silent One suits you to a T. You like having the last word and gloating, don't you?
Well, I paid for you to tell us a story, not to assassinate my character.
You get both services included in one price. Aren't you lucky? I jest. I know you can take it. Now, may I ask, and I think I already know the answer, who is this telling for? That's an important part of the creative process.
Well, flowery tales of the Fae isn't my cup of tea. It's for this one. My birthday present to them for putting up with me.
A well-deserved gift, I'm sure. Happy birthday, Silent One. Let's have a toast to long and happy lives.
Are the toast and the drinks coming out of your tap or mine? Also, where's this feast? It better be good. Cost me a small fortune.
Nice to know demonkind hasn't changed too much since I last visited Camille.
End of the financial year's coming. You know how it is. Got to keep an eye on the spend.
Ranistar, you're one of the richest men in the world, yet you scrutinize your finances like you haven't a penny to your name.
Maybe that's why I'm one of the richest men in the world, Besides, you're from Venmar, and their royal family have just lost a fortune funding a quest to find that runaway prince. They need to let sleeping dogs lie, otherwise they'll bankrupt themselves.
Is that right? Well... The Silent One didn't come all the way to Olesa Machna to hear about demon politics. You came to hear about the King of Evergreen.
I'm just here for the food.
Well, you can eat, and they can enjoy the story. Let's not delay the fun any longer.
Is that what this is?
Please, no interruptions. I knit for you a staggering tale of beauty, love, despair, and consequence. Picture, if you will...
Oh, come on! I didn't pay for you to tell me to imagine it. Illusions and trickery, please.
Oh, very well. This story takes place 5 years ago. The dead trees shuddered as the wind howled. The Evergreen Castle is bathed in an eerie moonlight. It was a beautiful place once, home to the prosperous Evergreen Fae Kingdom, where Fae, sprites, and lichens all lived together in peace and harmony. But disease and fire savaged the land and devastated the surrounding forest. The whole area had to be abandoned. The Evergreen Fae were forced to leave their homes, and many moved to the neighboring Flowerberry Forest. This terrible tragedy became known as the Evergreen Incident. But one person's loss is another's gain. Only the undead, the hexed and cursed, could make a home in that dark and dismal place. All others would perish. This may not seem like the typical beginning to an epic tale, but not all things are as they seem in the triumph of King Evergreen.
Ah, okay.
This castle of faded glory, this dismal and austere stronghold, became home for some rather unexpected inhabitants. First, we meet a young cleric, no older than 20, a man without name or memory, but not like you, Silent One. No, he is not like you at all. He was a wizard, but was turned into a vampiric wraith. In this process, he lost much of what he once was. He knows nothing of his past, only what he is in the present. He is petite, wears black and red clerical robes. His eyes are not as keen as he would like, and so he wears spectacles. He has shimmering, pale blonde hair and icy blue eyes. His voice lacks certainty and sounds like this.
Have we met before? Excuse me if we were friends. I'm afraid I don't recognize you.
The young cleric is taught by High Cleric Blackheath, a devious and evil vampire. He is the head of a dark and sinister religious order. Despite looking no older than 40, he is hundreds of years old. He has blood-red eyes and unkempt black hair. He, too, wears clerical garb and makeup, all according to the traditions of his great deity. He is heartless and conniving. He will stop at nothing to get what he wants. His voice is harsh and filled with contempt.
My name is Blackheath, High Cleric to the great vampiric deity Ira. Be sure not to forget this and adore her accordingly.
The great deity also lived in the castle. She is the spider vampiric deity known as Ira. Once worshipped and adored by the vampires, her influence dwindled. She and Blackheath are trapped within the castle walls. Pure-blooded vampires are unable to leave due to a deep magic that was carved into the very foundations of the Grand Stronghold. Despite being known as the Spider, she was indeed a woman. She appears no older than 40, but she is ancient and has walked in these lands for over 1,000 years. I didn't see her myself, but I am told she was beguiling, a tall and powerful woman with piercing black eyes and short, jet-black hair. She wore garments befitting her godly status. Her voice is like crushed velvet, smooth and controlled. The naive might find her comforting, but beneath the fair voice and face is a bitter hatred for all Fae kind.
You are speaking with Ira, the vampiric deity. Come and worship me.
I'm sure you associate vampires with wicked counts and their shady henchmen. This story has both, but neither are quite as you would expect. The vampire Count Helmrich claimed ownership of the Evergreen Castle after a bloody and violent Fae-vampire war, which I will touch upon shortly. He was the image of his father, with the same neat, mid-length purple hair and ruby-red eyes. He is tall and has the posture and stance befitting of his rank, wearing aristocratic navy with a rose on his lapel. His adherence to the fashions of a count could not be disputed. He is 30 years old. His voice is deep and strong.
Oh, a visitor approaches. I am Helmrich, lord of this castle. You do well to fear this place. The only certainty for a creature such as you is death.
Then we have the manservant, Driscoll, a seemingly absent-minded wraith. He is lanky and gaunt, with white short hair and pale blue eyes. He is not as youthful as the rest, appearing to be in his mid-40s, but he, like the High Cleric, is hundreds of years old. He wears white and grey, with nothing but a blue scarf to accent his otherwise washed-out appearance. He seems cheerful, friendly and accommodating. His voice is light and expressive.
Good tidings to you. My name is Driscoll. I'm Helmrich's faithful servant. I'm afraid I don't have much time for chatter. Good day.
There was another, but he was trapped within the castle walls. A part human, part demon who we'll call the Dreamer. He is tall and has an impressive build. He is a man who cares immensely about his strength and fitness. He has purple horns and a large pair of black wings. He has warm orange hair. His eyes are the same color. He wears old-fashioned, rose-colored demonic attire accented with black seams. Most importantly, he has a vampiric collar on his neck, a tool used by the High Cleric to control the Dreamer's actions. Dangling off this collar is the demon's heart. Whilst the gem is symbolic, it links directly with the Dreamer's soul. I'll let him introduce himself. Who? Me? Darling, meeting me is the best thing you'll do today. I'm Sirius. Playful, intriguing, and ever so sassy.
Wait a minute. You're serious?
Yes, that's me in the past. I had good hair then. Maybe I should have a trim.
Food's up!
Kevin, an eager and bright foxkin bartender, opens the door. He wears a plain white shirt and a jade-coloured waistcoat and grey trousers. He also dons an apron. He has two-toned hair in a well-tied plait. Some is a pale salmon colour, whilst other parts are a dirtier shade. He has freckles and pale white skin. He is of average height, around 5'8" for a foxkin, and he's lean, perhaps a little thinner than he should be. He is tidy, with not a single stain on his clothes.
Finally!
Kevin, honestly, you're destroying the atmosphere.
I'm absolutely starving.
It's hard being a storyteller in these parts, Silent One. I'm an artisan, you see. I get into the creative flow, but then I'm interrupted.
But you'll let me off, won't you, Siri?
Of course, Kevin, my fellow artisan. The moaning isn't aimed at you specifically. It's just the way of it, I suppose. It is indeed the melancholy of a craftsman.
I understand the struggle, Siri. The pursuit of acting and storytelling share the same problems. I'll get out of your hair.